Okay, so welcome to this Edpuzzle. As you know, every sketch that you do in Arduino has to have these two functional units. We have to have a loop and we have to have a setup. Every function, every sketch has to have those two components. Now, I've written a sketch here that has these things, but I've rearranged the order. In fact, you can see right here, teasingly, just off screen or just at the bottom of your screen, I've moved the loop to the very bottoms because I actually want to hide something from you. But I do want you to see that this code actually works great. If I go ahead and open up this box, you're going to see that it's going to start counting down. Okay, so we're getting a countdown. We see the light is flashing. Everything is perfect, right? So let me pause this and make it look a little bit more like you're used to. And let me ask you a question. Hold on. Okay, so now I've disabled this code. It doesn't work, and I've removed something from the loop. The question is, what do I type right here to make this code actually work again? So you can choose your answers on the right. Okay, so on this question, I have a perfectly functional piece of code. I can load it up, and if we open the serial window, we can see that it in fact does count down just like we would expect it to in the code, but the light's not flashing. Okay, we don't see any signal from the light, and yet clearly it looks as though I'm making it call high and low. So the question is, what is missing from this code to make it work? So choose your answer from the right. Okay, so similar to the first question, you can see I've rearranged the code a little bit, and I have my loop intentionally off screen. See, you can't see it. But you can see that if I load this code, and it's going to go ahead and it's going to start counting at 8, and it counts its way down, and each time it flashes the LED. So, in a similar way with the first question, well, let me pause this and put it in a format you're more familiar with, and then we'll ask you the question. Hold on one second. Okay, so what gets typed into the loop to make it have this output and to flash that LED 8 times? Choose from the options on the right. Okay, so here's a perfectly functional piece of code. I'm going to go ahead and run it. It's going to run the demo. And the demo is going to make a call, and you can see that in fact we get a complete calculation. Okay, a car which travels this many miles using this much gasoline gets an average of 37.48 miles to the gallon. Okay, now before I show you this function, I'm going to delete one line or one section of a line. I want you to tell me what's missing, so hold on one second. Okay, so what did I delete from right here? Choose your answer from the right, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so which of these 4 objects can only be plugged in one way? In other words, if you flip the wires, it simply does not work. Okay, which of these 4 objects, A, B, C, or D, can measure changes in the amount of light? Okay, our kit contained a common anode 3-color LED, as you see right here. Which of these pins, A, B, C, or D, is the anode and must be connected to positive? Earlier in the year, we played with this device. It needed to have a library included with the sketch that made it go. What was the name of of this device and the library that needed to be included with every sketch? We used all 3 of these devices to change an electrical characteristic. What electrical characteristic gets changed by either blocking the light, changing the temperature, or turning the knob? Let me know which electrical characteristic gets changed with these 3 devices. Of the pins listed, which pin could be used to dim an LED? Of the pins listed, which pin could be used to read the value of a photoresistor? Of the pins listed, which pin could be used to turn on and off an LED? Of the pins listed, which pin is a PWM or pulse width modulated pin? Assuming the LED is in correctly, would this circuit light the LED if the power was plugged in to the board? Again, assuming the LED polarity is correct and the resistor is correct, would this light the LED if the LED was plugged into the board? Could I read the amount of light with this resistor using this circuit right now, under the assumption the value of this resistor is correct? Could I read the value on pin A0 on this resistor, okay, on this light sensitive resistor, assuming the component values are correct?